Hi, welcome everybody to Catholic Breakfast. This is Jeff, and today we're going to talk about the very popular film, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I saw the original Star Wars in a drive-in movie theater in Huntington Beach, California.
Nice.
Way back in the day.
Nice. Was it like a mind-blowing experience?
It was.
The first movie I ever saw in the theater was Return of the Jedi. Here's my take on the Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I get, like a lot of guys in our generation, I get very nostalgic about it. Sometimes it's hard to think critically about something you're so emotionally attached to. But what I liked about this one was it picked up the theme which has been big in all of the Star Wars, I think, the kind of the whole mentoring thing. So the movie picks up really where Rey is gone to Luke Skywalker's hidden island. She's really there not so much looking for help for the rebellion, but she's there because she says there's something deep in me, inside of me. I need help to learn my place on all of this. I mean, it's a cry for coaching, mentoring, fathering. I mean, it corresponds very much with philosophy, like the peripatetic method. So Plato is teaching Aristotle as like a disciple. So there's Jesus now in a Jewish context as a rabbi calling people to him to follow him and to be his disciples. There's a sense in which to become a Jedi, you've got to submit your whole life to the master. There's your thing with Yoda, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. I was in sports my whole life, and sort of the pinnacle of that was my involvement in rowing in college. And our Yoda was this coach my freshman year named Charlie. We just idolized him. He was a man of very few words, but we hung on every one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, crew team. I mean, you were a very high level in California and university crew, but it's your whole life. It's not like, I'm going to go learn how to row. It's like, no, you are going to become rowing.
Indeed.
Everything.
We ate and slept and hung out together and worked out twice a day. Every meal, every conversation was consumed with the rowing stroke.
So back to the Last Jedi. Luke lets Rey down. That's kind of the tragedy in some ways, I think, of the story. He has an opportunity to, really train her. But the scenes where he tries to train her are actually pretty pathetic. I mean, he just can't muster the love. Nonetheless, this character Rey is a kind of Rey, pun intended, of hope and she's just determined that she's going to be discipled, whoever's going to do it. And I thought, gosh, I mean, we're in the life of the church, and I think we know clearer than ever, you can't have a superficial approach to being a follower of Jesus, a member of the Catholic Church, being a Christian. I mean, if that's true for rowing, for being a Jedi, how much more true of it is of the spiritual growth, right? People come to see Jesus in the beginning of the Gospel of John. They're like, where do you stay? And he's like, come and see. You've got to live with me. Right. You've got to follow me everywhere and watch what I do. Why? Because what he's training them in is not some spiritual practice, but it's a whole, he wants to share his life as the Son of God with them. Abide in me like a branch in the vine. Anyway, I think it's worth seeing. And there's a kind of seed in there of this deep truth that anything in life that you take seriously, you need a coach, you need a parent figure, you need someone to disciple you. And if you take the spiritual life seriously, that's absolutely true.
How do you see that playing out, in the Christian life, in families and communities?
The Jedi system was 1-to-1. I mean, Jesus is a pretty amazing teacher, so it's 1-to-12, right? But even then, he takes Peter, James, and John. Families is where this needs to happen. That's why, in the church, we take mothers and fathers so seriously in their role to mentor young people. I think small prayer groups, small Bible studies, and just friendships. We got to be intentional about, hey, will you help me in my prayer life? Hey, will you help me with this Bible study? I need someone besides myself to keep me accountable.
What about spiritual direction? I mean, a lot of people say, I need help, but are there spiritual directors out there that's what they do, like priests?
Yeah, sure. I'd say talk to your parish priest if you're a Catholic, or if you're not a Catholic, talk to whoever spiritual leader you have in your life. I like the expression spiritual coaching. Having someone who can coach you, direct you, check in once a month, check in every couple months. How's it going? Are you praying? Are you growing in your knowledge of the faith? Are you loving people more in your life? That's the force, if you want, in the Christian life, is the power of love. So are you growing in love, or are you decreasing in love? To have someone to coach you in that it's essential. Otherwise, we'll end up being the last Christians, and we don't want that.
Indeed.